Addie's podcast.
All right, so welcome to another. Please, please,
Okay.
honey.
Okay.
All right. Also, you can't see it because of the screen there, but this is why you don't wear skirts. Because look how you're sitting on camera with your legs open, but it's not on camera. So, oh brother. All right. So here we go. I'm gonna count down and then we'll do it. 3, 2. Welcome to another episode of the Addie and Daddy podcast. Who are you?
Addie.
And I'm Daddy, and we are here, and today we're talking video games. So, why don't you start? What have you been playing a lot of while we've been on quarantine from school?
Well, I've been playing a lot of Minecraft and Let's Go Eevee, and just the other day I actually got a new controller for Let's Go Eevee called the Pokeball Plus. It comes with a Mew, and you can also take other Pokemon out into the world.
Now, let's assume that people do not know what all these characters are. Is Eevee a Pokemon?
Yes.
So, Let's Go Eevee is a Pokemon game? What is it for?
The Pokemon game? Or
what
the
system
Pokemon
is it
Plus?
for?
The system, it's for the Nintendo Switch.
And what do you do on it? What is the point of the game?
The point of the game is to complete the Pokédex and have fun.
Wow, that's good. So do you want to...
Yeah. So this is the Pokeball Plus. I used to have so in the past few days in my Pokeball, which I have taken out in the world, I've had a Bulbasaur, which evolved into an Ivysaur. I have had a Mew, and then my Charmander, when I took it out today, put it back in my game, it evolved into a Charmeleon. So only one more evolving away from Ivysaur and Charmeleon until I can use Mega Stones on them.
Well,
so
I think the hardest part of any of that is me and your mom realizing what a nerd that we're raising, but...
Hey!
I'm just kidding. When I was little, I got into all sorts of things like that. So,
like Star Wars.
Whoa.
You already say you're a Star Wars nerd.
Whoa, you watch your tone.
You said that.
Star Wars is forever. Pokemon's only been around 20 years.
I don't care if it's been around for 20 years.
I'm going to go ahead and take this. All right, so other than those games, you mentioned Minecraft.
Yeah.
And that's what your sister's out there playing?
Yes.
We let Lily use, little sister is playing the Switch, so she is not in here yelling and bursting in.
Yeah.
But I don't want to speak out of turn, but Lily might actually be better at Minecraft than you.
That is true.
She is quite the little builder. She used to be a little destroyer in real life, but on the game, she's quite the little builder.
Yeah, she's been building like a very colorful bridge across a stream.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw her the other day building a house.
Mm-hmm.
She's way better than me.
Well, it's okay because it's not a contest.
But. Yeah, and I think I'm going to like set up a thing for her, which is on my account for the Switch, because there's educational games. I'm going to let her get on the educational games and like create, destroy, whatever she wants on the games. It's actually very cool.
That sounds pretty cool.
It is very cool. Now,
we don't refer to that when we talk to other adults as Minecraft on the Switch. We call that engineering preschool. So it counts for her NTIs.
Yeah.
So, what other games on the Switch do you like to play? I'll go ahead and say which one I like to play. It's Super Smash Bros. And that's because I can beat this one with my characters from Metroid.
Whatever. Mainly Samsung. That's mainly the only... I don't even know if I'm... That's a TV type.
Samsung is a brand of phone and television. Yes. Samus.
Samus, that's what it was.
I'm
sorry, I haven't played in a while.
Spoiler alert, turns out to be a girl. So when I win, at least it's with a lady beating all your boy characters. Who is your favorite character to play as?
Mewtwo.
Oh boy. So
also a Pokemon.
every game becomes a Pokemon game in this house. Except for, what about Mario Kart?
My favorite character probably in Mario Kart is... I have to say it's Rosalina, actually.
Yes.
It's like Rosalina and Baby Rosalina.
Well, before this all happened, me and your sister had gotten into Mario Kart pretty good. You stopped playing with me. Made me sad.
Yeah, because Lily was always playing.
Well, you were quite the Minecraft player. Nope. You were quite the Mario Kart player when you were younger. It was very surprising. I remember going to Dave and Buster's, and you could win that when you were 4 years old on your own. It was pretty great.
Oh,
it
yeah,
made me
I
very, very proud to be a father at that moment. But you had not played it as much, so between picking up Lily from preschool and picking you up from school, do you remember going to school? Or do you remember leaving the house?
Yeah.
Those were good times.
Yeah, they were.
Now, can you believe, though, it has been 2 summers since we did something else. What was that we did together? Actually, it's been 3 summers. Time is really going by fast. What did we beat together at our old house and then this house?
Oh, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time.
What about that?
Oh my goodness. I'd say...
You're shouting, though. You're wearing a microphone. You don't need to shout.
I didn't play it this guy over here beat it, but I have to say, actually my favorite temple was the water temple. You know what? Both of us agree that this was the worst temple. The Shadow Temple. Worst temple ever.
I don't know, that water temple was pretty rough.
The water temple was rough too, but not as rough as the Shadow Temple. That thing was just hard.
Yeah.
Because basically, so you had to get before you could even play that game. Well, not the game, but like that temple, you had to have a certain, object. Or like, item, I think, like a certain item to use it. But the boss was the hardest part. Like I said.
Which boss was that?
The one with the big hands that
was invisible?
Yeah, the one that it was so hard. Because you had to basically use the magnifying glass, and you had to picture that in your mind, and then you had to turn it off and use the arrow. Because you couldn't have the magnifying thing on it and 2 things on at once. It's just a pain.
I remember that being a pain because it took a long time to beat.
Yes, it did.
Some people might say it took almost 25 years because I had that game when I was in high school. And I never beat it then. And we turned it on when this kid was 5 years old. And I was halfway finished with the game and had not a single memory of ever playing it, which was very, very sad. So we had to start from the top. But it was super fun, wasn't it? That game was really amazing.
I think, I'm going to see if the Breath of the Wild is a 2-player game, because I'd like to play that with you. And now that I've seen a person in particular play it, it looks really cool.
Now, this person that you're talking about playing it, would that be Zebra Gamer?
Yes.
And who is Zebra Gamer?
Zebra Gamer?
Is that your answer, or are you asking me a question?
That's the answer.
For people who don't know, that is somebody who plays video games professionally and then talks about them as they play, and that's what my children like to watch on TV instead of actual television shows. So for all you people out there thinking hard about what would be a good show and wanting to be a writer or a director or an actor, just know that kids don't care about stuff like that. They just want to watch adults play video games for some reason. It's a strange world.
And that's what I'm going to do when I'm older. And I think I'm going to do a playthrough Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Maybe even, if I could get something together where I could film, when I was playing on the Breath of the Wild, I would totally do that. I would totally do that. And I have to say, Divine Beast, Varuta, favorite. Definitely my favorite.
Now, keep in mind, she has never played this game. She's only watched this clown play it on TV.
Hey, stop it.
So, I'm just saying, I don't know what any of these words mean, but I do know that we do not have Breath of the Wild in our house.
Nope.
Because
Varuta is a divine beast elephant. It's just an elephant that looks very old. Just very old.
This is an old elephant.
Yes, very old elephant.
Do you
it's
ride
not
him?
a real old elephant. It's like, so you know the horse vehicle that Link can ride? Well,
in Mario Kart?
Yeah. That's what it looks like.
But it's an elephant.
but it's a giant elephant. It's really cool. And that is in Zora's Domain, which are the fish people that I set out in the fish person in Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I wanted the fish lady girl to marry Link. I did!
Man.
Hey, I was 5.
Man.
5.
You're so geeky, Addie. But it's okay.
And it was, I'll tell you one thing that did not help with the Ocarina of Time.
Mm-hmm.
During summer, because we play in the attic, it's so hot.
Yeah, it's the first summer here before we got that going. It was a little warm.
We have no fans, and it's so hot.
But Addie, I feel like it's fun to enjoy video games like that, but you'll grow out of them, because as you can see in this office, I don't have any kind of video game stuff anymore, so
And
you'll get...
Just looking, I saw something in your office just now. The old screen TV, I don't remember what it's called, with Duck Hunt.
Well, that's not exactly what's hooked up, but there is a PlayStation 2 hooked up to an old tube TV, and there's also a whole shelf of video games and video game artwork. And my favorite movie, The Wizard, starring Fred Savage. So
But
it is an excellent movie.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's okay.
Because I am not 38 years old.
And you won't make it to 38 with your bad attitude.
Hey!
Now that movie, Addie, I know you don't want to hear about this, but it was about two brothers who traveled the country to go play video games.
Yeah.
They went to a contest in California because Universal Studios just opened up.
Yeah.
And don't do that to your shirt. And it was basically an advertisement for Universal Studios and for Nintendo. It had the Power Glove. Do you know what that is? So before you had good remotes like this Pokeball thing, and you had the little square remote. Mm-hmm. This one was a glove, and you could move your hands and your fingers, and it would control the stuff.
Cool.
You know, the face you're making, it sounded cool, and it looked real good in the video game, and it was terrible in real life because there weren't very... Instead of Mario hitting the button to jump, you were like, run, and it was... And try doing that for an hour, and your fingers are cramping up. It was terrible.
Ouch.
It looked real cool, but it was real terrible. So...
It's gotta hurt.
But that was when Universal Studios opened up, because Dad is older than that. Can you believe it?
Well, I mean, you're only 30 years older than me.
But I'm saying, he's older than that theme park.
Technically, if he was my age right now, if he was 30 years younger right now, I would technically be older than him. Because his birthday is in October and mine is in September.
And your mom would be in jail for marrying a child. All right, so...
Yeah.
Now, speaking of theme parks, today's what kind of junk is in the office, you picked out something you'd been looking for, and to be perfectly honest, I did not know it was in here, much like all the rolls of tape that have somehow accumulated in this office, but...
A turtle from Disney World!
You spotted this now.
It's like...
It's not just any turtle.
It's an instrument.
It's an instrument of annoyance.
Yes, an instrument of annoyance.
May I see it real quick?
And it's very dangerous for small kids.
Why is
this
that?
one in particular.
Okay. No need to grab.
Can I please have it for a second?
Yes, you may.
This one in particular is very dangerous for Lily because it is chipped.
Now, did it get... Well, I'm not certain...
It's right there.
Okay, I'm
show
not
it to the
certain...
camera.
You see the camera? Can see it. I'm not certain that it's any less dangerous than it was already made, but this is a piece of wood, and it... Do you remember which theme park it came from?
Disney World. Oh, not a theme park. I believe it came from Hollywood Studios.
I believe it came from Animal Kingdom because it's an animal.
Obviously. I don't know because I thought it came from Hollywood Studios because there was like a whole bunch of like buildings and not like an Animal Kingdom. And there wasn't a tree. I do remember that there was not a tree.
It did come from the Animal Kingdom the time that we went there from the Harambe area. Rest in peace. Now, this area at the Animal Kingdom, I think, was my family's least favorite part of Disney World. We went when you were 4 years old. Mm-hmm. And it was super hot that day, I remember. And Pandora had not opened up yet, so there wasn't a ton of great things to do. And my family made me ride the Cali River Rapids by myself.
What?
The water where you get
Oh,
the tube
that?
and go. And everybody said, I don't want to ride it. It's too hot to be on a water ride. What does that even mean?
I didn't say that.
You all
Nobody
complained.
said that it was too hot.
That's not how you said it in a skirt.
I have a gaming tip. Just because we're talking about gaming stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I have a secret gaming tip.
All right, everybody, we're back. We're away from the turtle.
Yep.
We're away from theme park talk, and we're back to gaming tip.
Games. Here's a gaming tip. Well, it's not much of a gaming tip as it's a secret that nobody really knows.
It's not as much of a tip as it is the longest story I've ever heard.
This guy I feel like could do it because he has won so many trophies in Mario Kart.
Yes, go ahead. Go on.
Aces. So I think he could win Golden Mario from getting every single trophy in the 200 speed.
I don't know about that. Is it 200 or 250?
200.
I haven't played that in a while. Okay. And you get, what is Golden Mario?
Golden Mario is just Mario.
Is it a playable character?
Yeah. But not right now.
Don't we already have a Golden Mario?
We have a Silver Mario.
Silver Mario. I'm sorry. It's been a while since I've gotten to play video games in my own house.
Golden Mario is a must-have because he is so cool.
Is he as cool as your dad?
No.
No.
Not nearly as cool.
That's right.
Not nearly as cool.
Because, never mind. All right, so please sit back. Now, your love for video games is more than just of games now. Who were you for Halloween 2 years ago? That was my computer talking. The rendering of my video is completed. For reals.
2 years ago?
For reals. Pink dress, big hair.
Oh. Princess Peach. I was Princess Peach 2 years ago.
And
Zelda. And I've been Zelda also.
I forgot that she was Zelda. That was 3 years ago.
That was the biggest dress I have ever worn.
They don't make Zelda costumes that you can buy in stores that easily. So we ordered one on Amazon that was a little bit too big. And by a little bit, I mean a lot too big.
Yeah. It was like, if he was wearing a dress right now, that's about, like, his entire front half body right here. That's about how big the dress was.
Yes, but I'm not wearing a dress because it is not Friday night.
No, it is not Friday night.
Now, that was one of my saddest Halloweens, though, the Princess Peach year, because my sweet daughter, Addie, who is my firstborn and the apple of my eye, disowned me in front of a boy for the first time. He was dressed up.
He's talking about, so there was a boy who came up to our aunt's house where we were giving out Halloween candy, and he was dressed up as Mario the same year I was dressed up as Princess Peach.
And I said, oh, hey, it's Mario, and you're Princess Peach. And you looked at me like you wanted me to fall into a hole. Yeah.
That's exactly how I looked.
I could not believe it. My own flesh and blood child turned on me in an instant. That's weird. All right. You're not a very good whisperer because I can't hear what you're saying. Now, we have had a request for Lily to come in here, and the answer to that is, of course, no, she may not be in here, because not only is there a candle lit, and there is equipment set up for a podcast and video, and she's like a wrecking ball.
She's
but,
like...
Yes, and she's worse than that,
Yeah.
as far as being a wrecking ball. But not on purpose. This one is a little spazzy. That one is just...
What?
All right. Lily has fallen down the steps more than any of us, and has done so playing the Switch, by the way. So
she's like, look.
And then she went down the stairs at 4 years old, and she was fine though.
And then she's like,
well, this is not a good podcast because you're not speaking; you're just making weird noises. So most people won't watch this; they'll just hear it. So anything you're doing that's acting is not good for sound. Why are you sitting like that?
I don't know.
Is that how you sit at school?
I'm kind of wiggly. Yeah, that's how I sit at school. I'm like...
I'm sorry, that's how she sat at school, because apparently there's no more school. And I don't know what we're going to do if I have to be in this house with these children any more time.
I'm so uncomfortable. And then, like,
Will you stop sitting like that? You're wearing a skirt.
So you know how uncomfortable this is when I'm like right next to you?
For those who can't see, she's pressing her body up against me and she's getting ready to get a punch. Yes, it's very uncomfortable.
So that's what two boys who sat next to me did all day, 24/7. Well, 24/5.
She was not at school.
More likely.
Well, also not 24. It was more like 8/5. Because she was
Or
not at school
that.
all day long.
Whatever.
Who are these boys?
John and a boy named Hamza, and they just got up all in my space and they were squishing me, and I said, guys, you're kind of squishing me.
And now you're covering up your microphone. I don't particularly know about...
Off of me? And they're like...
I can't speak about Tomza, but I can guarantee you she did not complain when John was squeezing up next to her like that. And I think that's going to wrap up this episode of the Addie Daddy podcast. I was Daddy, that's Addie, and we will catch you next time. Oh, you got busted on the podcast. Whoa.
Dun 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 dun. Addie and Daddy's podcast.